Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a topic that, well, probably catches the eye. The ultimate guide to penis enlargement techniques from ACME.
Indeed. And, listeners are often looking to get the core info quickly without wading through everything.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty clear. Pull out the main ideas from this guide, try to understand the why ACME gives for these techniques, and just lay out what they actually suggest doing.
Right. We've gone through it thoroughly, and the aim is to, decode ACME's approach for everyone listening, to give you the critical takeaways.
Okay, great. So looking at the guide, it lists quite a few different methods, just to give a quick roadmap up front.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about a hot compress, then stretching exercises, growth and circulation exercises, something called Jelqing.
Yes, jelqing or milking.
Right. Then PC exercises, Kegels,
Yeah.
basically. Also a delay and harden technique, glute flexes, massage with heat, and this thing they call a porn star routine before sex.
It's definitely a varied list, quite a few components there.
Yeah, it really is. It seems comprehensive, maybe a bit daunting at first glance.
It can seem that way. But as we break them down, you start seeing some recurring ideas or principles. Maybe we should start with that first one, the hot compress.
Good idea. So the hot compress. ACME's reasoning here seems pretty direct.
What'd I say?
Well, you soak a cloth in hot water, comfortably hot,
Hmm.
not scalding, obviously bring it out, wrap it around the penis, flaccid or erect, apparently.
Okay.
Hold it for a minute or so, repeat maybe once or twice, then dry off. And the stated reason is simply to help get a good grip for the exercises that come next.
Ah, so it's preparation, like warming up the tissue, making it more pliable, perhaps.
That seems to be the idea,
Yeah.
getting things ready for the main event, so to speak.
Makes sense. Increases blood flow a bit too, probably. Helps with manipulation later.
Okay, so after the warm-up, we get into the stretching exercise. And this one, well, it seems quite involved, takes a fair bit of time.
How long are we talking?
The guide suggests around 25 to 30 minutes total for this part.
Right, that's a commitment. So how does it work?
You start with the penis flaccid, grip the head firmly but gently. They stress and pull straight out forward. The key is stretching as far as feels comfortable, but absolutely no pain.
No pain. That's crucial. And you hold this stretch.
Yeah, for 5 minutes. And interestingly, they suggest trying to increase the stretch just a tiny bit at the start of each minute within those 5 minutes.
Okay, a gradual increase.
Mm.
Very specific. And avoiding pain is a recurring theme, which is good. Suggests they're aware of potential injury if you overdo it.
Definitely. And after each 5-minute pull, there's a 1-minute break. But it's not just rest.
Oh, what do you do?
You do this circular twirling motion about 30 times. They say it's for circulation.
Circulation again. Seems important in their system.
Very much so. So you do that 5-minute forward pull, then the 1-minute twirl. Then you repeat the 5-minute pull and 1-minute twirl sequence for 4 other directions.
It's directions.
Upwards, downwards, left, and right. So 5 directions in total, each with a 5-minute stretch and 1-minute twirl.
Wow, okay. That's where the 25 plus minutes come from. Anything else for stretching?
Yeah, one last thing. A final 1-minute pull straight forward again. But this time, you add 10 slight tugs. Again, gently, no harsh jerking.
Got it. So it's a very structured routine, different directions, gradually increased circulation breaks, seems designed to work the tissues from multiple angles.
Exactly. Seems aimed at maybe length and flexibility over time.
That would be the logical assumption, yeah. Addressing the different connective tissues.
Okay, next up is something called the growth and circulation exercise. This one's much shorter,
Oh, really? How short?
just 1 minute, according to the guide.
And what does it involve?
It describes gently whipping the penis around no more than 30 times while cupping the scrotum with the other hand. For support, I guess.
Likely, yes. Support and maybe preventing excessive movement there. And the why? Just circulation again.
The title implies growth and circulation, but the description mostly points towards, stimulating blood flow in a quick, controlled way, less intense than the stretching.
Right, a quick boost to circulation.
Then we get to Jelqing. They also call it the milking exercise.
Ah, yes, jelqing.
Yeah.
This one comes up a lot in these kinds of discussions. What does the ACME guide say?
Well, first, a big emphasis on lubrication. They list massage oil, hemp oil, or Vaseline.
Mm-hmm.
And a very clear warning, do not use soap.
Good warning. Soap can be drying and irritating. So lube up, then what?
You make an O shape with your thumb and forefinger around the base of the flaccid penis shaft.
Okay.
Then you pull down towards the head. You alternate hands, and each stroke should take about 3 seconds. They say this helps achieve a semi-erection.
Right, so you're working towards a semi-erect state first. What happens then?
Once it's semi-erect, you use what they call the American A-OK grip thumb and forefinger, making that circle again near the base,
Got it.
and you pull, gently but firmly, from the base up towards the head, still alternating hands. Like milking, as the name suggests.
Mm.
But crucially, they say avoid pulling right over the very tip, the glands.
Okay, stopping just before the head. And is there a recommended number of strokes or intensity?
Oh yes, very specific progression over 3 weeks.
Let's hear it.
Week 1, 200 to 300 strokes daily, medium intensity. Week 2, ramp up to 300 to 500 strokes, medium to full intensity.
Okay.
Week 3 and onwards, 500 plus strokes, strong intensity.
Wow, quite an increase. 500 plus strokes is a lot. Takes time.
Yeah, 10 to 20 minutes, they estimate. They also add advice like, if you get a full erection, either squeeze harder or just wait for it to go down a bit.
Right, maintain that semi-erect state for the exercise.
And afterwards, they suggest slapping the partially erect penis lightly. Again, for circulation.
Circulation, the recurring theme. Jelqing really seems like a cornerstone of their routine with that detailed progression.
It does seem central, yeah.
Yeah.
The structured increase in volume and intensity over weeks suggests they view it as a key mechanism.
And the focus on lubrication and avoiding the tip shows some attention to safety, which is important.
Agreed. Okay, moving on. PC exercises, or Kegels. The guy calls them butt crunches sometimes.
Right, working the pelvic floor muscles. What's their take?
They suggest doing them throughout the day, incorporating different types. There are quick PC clamp, just rapid squeeze and release contractions.
How many?
Aiming high, like 250 up to maybe 1,000 or even more daily.
That's a lot of flexing.
Yeah. Then there's the lift key C. This is slower. Squeeze the muscle, kind of lift it inwards, hold for a moment while breathing deeply, then release slowly.
Okay, so quick bursts and slower holds. Anything else?
One more. The push-out PC. They describe it as the feeling you use when urinating, like trying to make it come out in shooting squirts. You should feel the anus open slightly, they say.
Interesting description. So they're targeting the muscle in different ways: endurance, strength, and maybe even relaxation or downward pressure.
Seems like it, covering different aspects of pelvic floor control.
And these muscles are definitely involved in sexual function, erections, ejaculation control, so strengthening them makes sense in this context.
Right. Then there's the delay and harden technique. This sounds focused on erection quality and control.
How does that one work?
You start by using baby oil to massage yourself to a hard erection.
Okay.
Once fully erect, you squeeze the base of the penis firmly against your pelvis. Hold that squeeze for 30 seconds. They say the shaft should get harder and redder.
Restricting blood outflow, presumably? Creating pressure?
Seems like it. After the 30-second squeeze, you masturbate until you feel like you're about to ejaculate.
The point of no return? Or just before it?
Exactly. But then you stop, and you repeat that squeeze at the base, this time holding for 45 seconds.
Okay, increasing the whole time.
Yeah. You repeat the cycle, masturbate to the urge, stop, squeeze, holding the squeeze for longer each time, first 30s, then 45s, then a full minute.
And the goal?
They suggest gradually working up to holding that squeeze for 2 minutes, and maybe even up to 10 minutes after doing it for about a month.
10 minutes holding that squeeze. That sounds intense. So it's about building hardness through pressure and also developing ejaculatory control by repeatedly stopping.
That seems to be the dual purpose, yeah. Hardness and delay takes about 10 minutes per session, they reckon.
Another technique requiring consistent practice and building tolerance.
Definitely. Next, glute flexes. Exercising your butt muscles.
Glutes, how does that fit in?
Good question. The guide says to do them lying on a firm surface. Start with a warm-up. 5 hard glute flexes, holding each for a slow 3 count.
Okay.
Then fast-paced flexes. 3 sets, as many reps as possible in each, with a 30-second rest and deep rest between sets.
Right, like a mini workout for the glutes.
Then maximum holds. Squeeze the glutes as hard as possible until they start to tremble. Repeat that 5 times.
Wow.
And finally, just continuous rapid flexes until you're fatigued. About 10 minutes for this section, too.
It's unexpected in a penis enlargement guide. But strong glutes are part of the core, connect to the pelvis. Maybe an indirect link to pelvic floor stability or control?
Possibly. Or maybe just overall conditioning they decided to include. The guide doesn't explicitly connect it as strongly as, say, circulation.
Interesting inclusion, nonetheless.
Then we have massage and heat application. This sounds like a cool down.
After all that flexing and squeezing, probably needed.
Yeah. It says to gently massage the penis for several minutes. Optionally, Use an herbal enlargement cream during this massage.
Okay, gentle massage.
Then heat.
Yes. Followed by either another hot compress like the warm-up one, or soaking in lukewarm water for a few minutes. Then dry thoroughly.
So relax the tissues, maybe help with recovery, and continued blood flow after the workout. Makes sense as a finishing step. About 5–10 minutes for this.
Exactly. And finally, the last item. The porn star routine before sex.
Okay, what does that entail? Is it another exercise?
Not exactly an exercise, more like a prep strategy, a combination of things.
Like what?
It lists several points. Consistently strengthening your PC muscles over months, aiming for that 500-plus daily flexes goal we mentioned.
Right, long-term work.
Eating a specific diet, lots of fruit, vegetables, drinking a lot of water. They mentioned 200 ounces, which is over 1.5 gallons.
No, that's a serious amount of water. Yeah. Also getting plenty of sleep, abstaining from ejaculation for a few days beforehand,
Okay, building up maybe.
and taking L-arginine, a supplement known for nitric oxide production, as directed.
Ah, L-arginine, often linked to blood flow. So this routine is more holistic diet, rest, hydration, supplements, long-term muscle training, plus short-term abstinence.
Precisely. It frames peak performance as something built over time and prepped for specifically, not just from the immediate exercises.
It pulls together several threads: the PC muscle focus, the implication of blood flow, L-arginine, and general health factors.
So looking back at everything ACME suggests, a few themes really jump out, don't they?
Definitely. Circulation is huge. The hot compress, the twirling, the whipping exercise, the post-Jelqing slapping, maybe even the delay-harden technique, and the final heat application. It's all pointing towards blood flow.
Yeah, that's a constant. And then there's the emphasis on consistency and progression. You see it clearly in the stretching routine, the
Yeah.
Jelqing stroke counts, the PC exercise goals.
Absolutely. It's not presented as a quick fix, but something you build up over weeks and months. And the PC exercises link into both potential growth circulation aspects and that delay control technique.
Right. They serve a dual purpose in the system.
Yeah.
It really seems to be about combining different angles, stretching tissues, managing blood flow, strengthening muscles,
A multifaceted approach. They seem to believe all these components work together synergistically.
and thinking practically for someone reading this guide.
Yeah.
It's good they mention things like avoiding pain during stretching. That's important safety advice.
Crucial. And specifying the right lube for Jelqing, warning against soap, those are necessary details to avoid irritation or injury.
Yeah, and offering different ways to do the PC exercises gives some flexibility too.
Those details suggest some level of thought went into the practical application, not just listing techniques.
So wrapping this up, we walked through the whole range of techniques in ACME's Ultimate Guide. It's quite a regimen.
It is a collection of methods focused on stretching, blood flow manipulation, and muscle control, all requiring, as we've said, consistency and gradual progression.
Hopefully this deep dive has given everyone listening a clearer picture of what's actually in that guide, what ACME is proposing.
It covers a lot of ground, from warm-ups to specific exercises to lifestyle factors.
And it really makes you think, given the time commitment involved, the variety of these exercises, what parts of this guide really stand out? And why those parts? It's definitely something to mull over, considering the dedication it seems to require.